Well, 72 Australian Open players are waking up in quarantine this morning, banned from daily training after another COVID case was found aboard a charter flight. Also in isolation this morning, Aussie legend and coach Pat Cash, who joins us live from his hotel room in Melbourne. Good morning, Pat. How are you?
I'm actually pretty well, thank you very much.
Good to see you. Thankfully, you weren't on any of those infected flights, but you're still waiting on test results for everyone on your flight. Any update for us?
Yeah, it seems like we've got the all clear. So we're able to go down. I'm coaching China's #1 player, Q Wang, and we're allowed to go down with one other player. We're sort of escorted down out of the hotel, down the hallway, down the lift, into a car, over to the tennis, and we're able to get out there and play a little bit today. We'll be escorted straight back again. Yeah, we're pretty happy to be out. Looks like our flight was cleared. I feel really sorry for the other flights. Certainly, this is not something they intended to happen, and it makes it really particularly tough for the men who have to sit in the hotel room for 2 weeks and expect to play 5 sets in could be extreme conditions.
Pat, I get what you're saying, but my concern is this: that some tennis players just don't get it. I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic and the tournament is going ahead, which I think is a miracle from Tennis Australia. They've done an incredible job. And you have some of these players, as you would know, carrying on like absolute pork chops. I mean, why should they be treated any differently from anyone else? If they breach, shouldn't they be sent home?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about when you're saying the pork chops, but I think that certainly we've been involved in this for about 6 months, travelling around the world, and most of the players are very respectful. They take their health extremely seriously. That they obviously have come out to Australia knowing that something like this could happen. But I certainly, I said, I've been on the road here for 6 months. I've never seen any player or any coach do anything silly or outrageous to put anybody, or certainly themselves or any of their players, at risk. So I'm not sure exactly what incidents you're talking about, but there's an unbelievably tight. This is way more extreme than we're used to. We accept that. That was always what we were told. And, this is something we have to deal with. And we're quite happy to do that because we're excited to be back on the tennis court and playing and in front of crowds as well, which is something quite rare for us.
OK, look, there have been a couple of incidents, 2 breaches, no fines issued, but breaches from players. There have been a number of players who have been on social media saying, look, if I knew it was going to be this tough, I wouldn't have come here. I mean, they're sort of, that's the kind of message coming out of some of the players that will really irritate people.
Yeah, well, it's it's not what we're used to. We're trying to be we're athletes. Well, say me, but certainly you're seeing somebody running around here. These athletes are some of the finest tuned athletes in the world, and they want to get out there, and they're not used to being locked away, and they realise that if they are locked away, that their chances of winning the Australian Open, which is who they came for, is diminished severely. So, that is tough. I don't know of any serious breaches. If there was any serious breaches, then I'm sure that the players would be banned, or whatever the coaches banned. But there's also got to be a fair element of common sense. There's certainly some testing issues, some various other things that haven't gone smoothly, and we expect that. And I think that's this is something new. For the players and for the officials. Tennis Australia are doing an unbelievable job putting this together. I mean, we are just blown away by the effort that they're putting together with the Vic government. But we don't want Victorians to be locked down. We don't want to be locked down either. So we're taking all the precautions necessary. We're very serious. But unfortunately, some of the players have been locked away, and it's tough for them for 2 weeks while everybody else is out there training.
Yeah, look, I guess that's the thing. I mean, no one's going to feel sorry for them. And Novak has sent a list of demands. Let's have a look at them now. He wants fitness and training equipment, a decent food fit for an athlete, a reduced number of days in isolation, even being moved to a private house with a tennis court to train. Is all of that reasonable?
Well, I think some of it's probably it's what he wants. It's his wish list. I don't think he'll get that wish list, but certainly the food that's been dropped here is, keep you alive, but it's not something an athlete would be able to perform on. There's no doubts about that. But there's access to, to delivery foods, and then that's been pretty clear to us that, you can get something delivered to your food to your room that's appropriate. But it's there's we've known the Victorian government there's very serious restrictions are world famous. I mean, we've been at the other side of the world, sort of almost, I can't believe what's going on. And we were told certainly twice before we even got into the hotel that Victoria was in a state of emergency, which a quick comment came up and said, well, you haven't got any cases. How can it be a state of emergency? So, but that's what the government wanted to do to be able to enforce a state of emergency. But so we've been given misinformation as well. To say that Victoria's in a state of emergency, it really puts a lot of stress on the players. And it gets locked down. So it's not easy on both sides. It's trying to find an equal balance and some common sense, I think. We are not here to make people sick. We are here to perform. We are here. We want to play in front of people and entertain. And the most important thing for us is that everybody's healthy.
You know what, Pat, at the end of the day, what I'm picking up from you is that it just gets in the way of a tennis player's lifestyle, hitting the balls and hitting the clubs. I'm not sure about there's too many clubs being hit, unless you're talking about golf clubs at the end of the tournament. But, Good on you, Pat. Thanks, mate.